It's been a while since we've had you guys in the studio. Do you remember the date of the last time?
It was a long time ago because we hung out with you guys at the Green Day show last July. Yeah. So it's been a long time since you guys were in the studio.
Yeah, and a lot has happened, including lineup changes and new music, and I'm sure touring and playing shows and all kinds of stuff. So what have you guys been doing recently?
We put out the Villains record.
Ooh. Nice.
Which you can find online, all your retailers. We put that out, it was last April, and since then, 2010 was kind of a crazy year. We opened for Thrice, Story of the Year, we played at Warped Tour, Bowling for Soup, just a lot of, we did some pretty cool stuff regionally, and then, as that record kind of started, as they say, winding down, we've begun working on a new one. We just brought Chris back. He's on guitar now instead of keyboards.
Nice.
Chris wrote a good portion of both the Heroes and Villains records, so we're stoked to have him back in the fold. And anybody else?
It's pretty rad, actually. It's kind of, I guess, coincidental or ironic, whichever definition fits my upcoming statement, that I originally wanted to play guitar in the band, but obviously they were, Mike and Chris were in it, and my original role was going to be piano and third guitar, but it never quite got around to that.
Never got the third guitar.
I never got the third guitar, except for my last show, and I was really pumped to play guitar at my last show with Moneta, and then my amp crapped out.
Oh.
I didn't get to. So now I'm back, and I get to play guitar, and I'm super pumped.
And you have a new amp.
And I do. Actually, it wasn't my amp that crapped out, it was actually the other guitar players, and he had to use mine. But,
oh, man.
Yeah, and now that I think about that, it's kind of...
Tearing up a little.
No.
Now, you guys have had a lot of changes, and on the vastness of the internet, there is so much about you guys, but all of it says different things. So where can people find the truth about Moneta?
Probably the most current place would be the Facebook and the Twitter. Although Pure Volumes, I think, is pretty accurate now, too, but I'm not sure. I mean, the thing about it is with social media, when MySpace kind of died, that was kind of your one-stop shop. Everybody went there. Fans, promoters, industry people, everybody went there because you could see everything, the shows, the music, the whole thing. And then when that kind of died, all these other things sprung up in their place, and now whereas you only had to have one outlet, a MySpace, you have to have a Twitter, a Facebook, a Pure Volume, a Stickam, a Reverb Nation, a Pure Volume, all these things, a YouTube, and hope to maybe capture 10% of what were all those people on all these other sites. So that's why it's probably a little bit uneven across the board.
Right, and then once something does change, all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I've got 15 websites I have to update. Okay, bye, I'll be back in 3 weeks because I've got some internet things to change. So the Facebook and the Twitter are where people could find the most up-to-date, recent, correct information about you guys.
Until tomorrow after we go back and update all that.
Yeah, right? And you guys also have a pretty big show coming up next week, right?
Oh, we do?
No. Am I spoiling a surprise?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the show that's going to be happening next week?
It's our first headlining show of the new year because we've been writing and recording. So we took a little bit of time off around the holidays. And we're headlining El Corazon. It's one of our favorite places in town to play. We had both our last 2 CD release shows there because it's small enough to be intimate to have that connection with our longtime fans, and it's also it still holds quite a few people. The sound is good, and it's pretty nice. We have a good relationship with the owner there, and he kind of lets us pick our own our other bands that we want to play with. So we usually hand pick people that are our friends, people that are coming up, like new bands that people may not have heard of so much. It's a good show that we can kind of control what we want to do with it.
Awesome. And so you guys got to pick the other bands that are on this lineup? That's kind of cool.
So how did you pick them?
Hat with a bunch of names.
No, actually, it's just as Leo says. Like, I mean,
fight to the death.
Yeah, gladiator style.
It was a duel,
Swords,
actually.
Shields, leather. No, no, it's cool because like when I was growing up, I would have thought it'd be so cool if, when I thought my band was really cool, if a bigger band or a band that was been around for a while asked my band to play at a show with them, that would be that would be a dream come true.
Yeah.
So we have, I guess, I'm not saying that we're some amazingly huge band, but we've been around for a while, so
Yeah.
we have that opportunity to offer that
Sure.
to them.
So you
And-
get to make dreams come
yeah, you know, same thing. You
You
know,
made
it's-
my dream come true.
Aww.
Aw.
Well, I kind of get this feeling with Seattle-based bands that there's definitely this feeling of camaraderie between different artists. Would you guys say that that happens in any other cities where bands really support each other and are excited for each other? And
You know, it used to be better, actually.
Yeah.
You know, especially. I can't speak for other cities. I know, like, it seemed like we had more friends in kind of the West Coast region before, but, I mean, around the days of, like, you know, like 2005, 2006, when, like, bands like Acceptance and Vendetta Red and Gatsby's American Dream were big around town, it's like all these bands were a lot closer, and I think the camaraderie was a little better. We're trying to get back to that. It's hard just because, you know, a lot of these kid bands that are coming up are, you know, they're kind of going at it with a competitive approach instead of we should all work together and kind of help each other out.
Yeah.
We're in this together type of thing.
Right.
we're
The-
all in this together. Sorry.
We're just trying to instill that maybe back in with the bands that are, you know, coming up, and maybe with the kids if they see that. I think it's just as important for the kids and the fans to see that we all get along, because ultimately at the end of the day it's not that big of a city, and we end up playing to a lot of each other's fans all the time.
Yeah.
So
Right.
why not make it work together and
Sure.
bring everybody out as a whole instead of try to compete with them.
Right.
Very cool.
I feel like that was a speech that should have been given around a bonfire.
I know.
Like, and we're all friends.
Marshmallows.
I've been
Should be.
told that before.
So are there still tickets available for the show?
Yes.
Okay, so where can people find them?
You can send us a message on Twitter, Facebook. We have a dedicated text phone number. I don't know if we're...
Whoa, sure.
Chris?
I just changed it.
See, it's
Well,
that
yeah.
social media. You just got to keep updating
Yeah.
The
it.
funny thing is we had this dedicated text number that was in area code 260. and I
Oh,
think that was
no.
throwing tons of
Oh,
people
yeah, I'm
off.
sure.
So now we got a 206. So
There you go.
it's 206. I'm giving everybody a chance to write it down.
Yeah, we'll put it on there too.
922-8786.
And that's a text number?
That
That's
routes
cool.
to
You know how many people
us
have-
directly.
Trying to call me, and I gotta be like, it's text number, and they try to call me back. It's text
It's
number.
a text number.
I still can't answer. It's still a text number.